A very good morning, dear listeners. I welcome you all to today's session. Dear students, today we are going to continue our topic past perfect tense. Dear children, in the previous session, we had learnt how to frame affirmative sentences using past perfect tense. So let us learn more about this tense in today's session. Alright, so here is a beautiful picture and a sentence is there. She had cleaned the room when I got home yesterday. Now dear children, in this sentence, there are two actions going on. The first is action of cleaning. The second is action of going home. Now we have to understand that which action is happening first. It is written that cleaning the room when I got home yesterday. So that means the action of cleaning was over. So that is why this action is written in past perfect tense. We will know why and how do we use past perfect tense. So let us understand the usage first. So dear children, past perfect tense takes place before another past action. Just like in the previous example, there were two actions going on. So the action that happens first comes in past perfect tense. That is why it is there that it takes place before another past action. Let us see another example. I noticed that he had left his books behind. Now in this sentence, there are two actions going on. The action of noticing and the action of leaving the books. Now we have to understand that which action happened first. Yes, of course. First, the books were left, then only someone noticed it, right? So that is why the action that happened first, that action that takes place before another action, it will come in past perfect tense. Alright? And what is the way to use it? You have to use had and past participle form of your verb. So see the sentence, I noticed. Now noticed is simple past tense. Dear children, if you have any confusion about any tense, you can refer back to the videos anytime. We have done simple past tense in one of the previous sessions. So I noticed that he had left his books behind. Had left is the tense past perfect tense. Alright. And left is the past participle form of the verb leave. Okay. Now let us move next. So here is a very good flowchart to understand why do we use past perfect tense. Dear children, past tense is used at first a completed activity and when another activity happens, then to understand that which activity happens first. That activity will come in your past perfect tense. Alright. So it is somewhere between past and present. See, past tense, present tense, future tense, these are the three ways, three timelines. Now, when two activities happen together, then the activity that is completed activity, which is first, that will come in your past perfect tense. Okay? You can refer to previous video also. We have discussed extensively past perfect tense in the previous session as well. Now see, use of past perfect, it is clearly mentioned, action taking place before a certain time in the past. Okay, like I had already spoken to Jack when I came here. So if we see, if we refer it on a timeline, if we refer it on a line, then let us assume now means to right now what is the time. Now before the present, the action of coming had happened And before the action of coming, the action of speaking to Jack had happened. So which action happened first? Yes, the very first action was spoke to Jack. That's why this action will come in your past perfect tense. Okay. And then the action of coming happened. Is that clear? So that is why we are saying that I had already spoken. This part is in your past perfect tense. When I came here. And the next action will come in simple past tense. Okay. So with this thing keeping in mind that we have to look in the sentence which action happened first. And we will put that verb in past perfect tense. And the action that happened later on, we will put that verb in simple past tense. So now let us understand the rules. So today, as I mentioned earlier, we have done affirmative sentences in the previous session. So in today's session, we are going to see the examples based on negative and interrogative sentences. Okay. So here are the rules. A compiled form that past perfect tense affirmative sentences have subject, then had as helping verb, and then past participle form of the verb. Like she had finished the test. Finished is the past participle or third form of the verb finish. When you want to make into negative, we will add the word not. And the short form can be hadn't. So subject, had not or hadn't you can write in contracted form plus past participle, that is third form of your verb. Okay. So she hadn't finished the test. Again, interrogative means you have to put your helping verb before your subject. Right. So had she finished the test. Alright. Now here you should understand that whatever your subject may be, it can be singular, it can be plural, it can be I, you, we, they, it, he, she, any name. Helping verb is always had. Okay. Now there are some examples. When we have subject like I hadn't come, you hadn't written, he had not studied, she had not brought, it had not washed, you had not said, we had not cleaned, they had not spoken. These verbs are in past participle or third form. Like come is the third form of come, return is the third form of write, studied is the third form of study, brought is the third form of bring, washed is the third form of wash, said is the third form of say, cleaned is the third form of clean, spoken is the third form of speak. Dear children, if you recall, we have done a session based on regular and irregular verbs. Like 3 sessions we have done on verb forms. So you can refer back to them anytime. Now, here it is very important that you should know had not or hadn't are same thing. Okay, they are not different. It is just hadn't is a short form of had not. So past perfect negative, the rule is subject. It can be any subject. Helping verb will be had, then not, and then past participle form of your verb. Let us continue. Now comes the rule of interrogative sentence. If you see there is a word called auxiliary verb. What is this? Dear children, it is same the other name of your helping verb. Okay. The helping verb is also called auxiliary verb. Alright. So again your helping verb, then your subject, then your verb past participle form, and finally your object. Past participle means third form of the verb. Interrogative sentence starts with the auxiliary verb or helping verb had, and it should be capital. Punctuation is really important. So had he taken the exam last year? There should be a question mark. Had a thief stolen my watch? Taken is the third form of the verb take. Stolen is the third form of the verb steal. Alright. So the structure of the past perfect tense, there are some examples. I had finished my work. You had stopped before me. She had not gone to school. We had not left. Had you arrived? Had they eaten dinner? So there are two sentences each of affirmative type. The first two are affirmative sentences. The next two are negative sentences. And the last two are interrogative sentences. And it is a very good chart to understand that subject is I, you, she, we. Okay. Auxiliary verb is had. Then main verbs are finished, stopped, gone, left, arrived, eaten. Here in the last two sentences, subject is you, they, and auxiliary verb is shown in yellow color, had. Okay, so that you should know that which word is what part of speech in English. Okay, in English every word belongs to something, some part of speech. Okay, so we should understand that. Now is the time to have a look at examples, and they are very important because the more you learn, the more you read, the more it becomes clear to you how to use any tense. Okay, and we learn verb forms as well when we read something. So example are, you had studied English before you moved to New York. So that means action of studying happened first and then action of moving happened. Okay, so studied will come in perfect form, had studied. Had you studied English before you moved to New York? This is interrogative sentence when you put your had before you. Alright? You had not studied English before you moved to New York. This is a negative sentence because we are adding the word not after our helping verb had. Alright? Please focus on the examples. Now this is again a good table. The positive sentences means affirmative sentences. They are changed to negative sentences. The same are changed to question. And same verb is used so that subjects become clear to you. I had finished, you had finished, we had finished, they had finished, he had finished, she had finished, it had finished. So that means in affirmative sentences, whatever your subject is, the helping verb is always had. Then third form of your verb. Now see the negative. I had not finished, you had not finished, we had not finished, they had not finished, he had not finished, she had not finished, it had not finished. So everywhere we have to just add the word not after the helping verb had if we want a negative sentence. Okay? And then see the question. Had I finished? Had you finished? Had we finished? Had they finished? Had he finished? Had she finished? Had it finished? We have to take our helping verb, put it in the starting before our subject and use a question mark at the end of a question or interrogative sentence. Okay? You can also practice by taking some other verb like I had gone, I had swum, I had broken, I had run. Okay, you can take any verb and practice. Now here is again a table. The same thing, positive sentences with different verbs are there now. Negative sentences, how they are changed from positive to negative. Interrogative, how they are changed from negative or positive to interrogative. And the last, if you see, it is WH type questions. Dear children, when we have WH question word, then how do we make a past perfect tense? Let us see. I had played football. Changes to negative. I had not played football. Changes to interrogative. Had I played football? This is yes, no type. Okay. But when you have a question word like where had I played football? In that we are not using had in the starting because we already have a question word. Okay. Similarly, you had studied English. You had not studied English. Had you studied English? What had you studied? She had made coffee. She had not made coffee. Had she made coffee? When had she made coffee? So everywhere there are different question words to give you a practice. It had rained. It had not rained. Had it rained? Where had it rained? We had invited them. We had not invited them. Had we invited them? Why had we invited them? They had celebrated his birthday. They had not celebrated his birthday. Had they celebrated his birthday? How had they celebrated his birthday? John had gone to school. John had not gone to school. Had John gone to school? Where had John gone? Birds had flown in the sky. Birds had not flown in the sky. Had birds flown in the sky? This had should not be there. How had birds flown in the sky? Now in this table you should see that different verbs are used like played, studied, made, rained, invited, celebrated, gone, flown. These are all third forms of the verb. So learn them with their spellings. Okay. And if you see these questions, had I played football, had you studied English, this column, had she made coffee, had it rained, all these end of questions have the answer in yes or no. Okay, like had it rained? Yes. Had it rained? No. But when you have question words, then your answers are in the form of sentences. Like where had I played football? It means you are asking the place. What had you studied? Means you are asking the subject. When had she made coffee? Means you are asking the time. Where had it rained? That means we are asking the place of rain. Why had we invited them? We are asking the reason of invitation. How had they celebrated his birthday? We are asking the way. That in what manner was it celebrated? Where had John gone? Again we are asking the place. How had birds flown in the sky? We are asking the manner. Okay, the way. So this is the way we form past perfect tenses. Now after a lot of examples, I'm sure much about this tense has been clear to you. So let us see and do some exercises. So here are very beautifully illustrated pictorial exercises for you, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Now see, it is numbered. The first picture is, after she dashed reading the book, Dorothy opened the window to let some fresh air in. And the verb is finish. You have to use this verb in past perfect tense. I'm sure that must be easy for you. You just have to write had and put third form of the verb. One answer I'm sharing with you. After she had finished reading the book, Dorothy opened the window to let some fresh air in. Right? So again there are two actions. One is in past tense and one you have to use past perfect tense. Now number 2, Ben was confused because he knew that he dashed something wrong. Donna was relieved. Relieved means free from tension because she dashed the test. The verb is pass. Deborah is a name. Was furious. Furious means angry when she saw what the house painters dash. Now there are two verbs. So you should understand which verb should be in past tense and which should be in past perfect tense. What is the first action? The house painters doing is the first action or seeing? Yes, this I'll simply help you out. It should be when she saw what the house painters had done. Because painters had already done. Then she has seen it. Okay. So it should be when she saw what the house painters had done. Dear children, you have to just understand which action is happening first. That will come in your past perfect tense. Alright. Now next, Kevin. Kevin is a name. Remember that he dashed this girl somewhere before. The verb is see. After he had lit the fire, Dad dashed the fir tree. The verb is decorate. Fir tree is a name. Okay. Kitty used her freedom to play the piano as everybody dash go out. Charles fell asleep because he dash drink a bottle of brandy. Charles was a name. The driver hit the cyclist because he dash not see him. So this is a negative sentence. Edward was in high spirits because his girlfriend dash his marriage proposal. The verb is accept. In high spirits means very happy. Lady dashed the puppy before she went to bed. The verb feed. After she dashed a mail, Amber looked for some files for her boss. The verb is send. And Amber is a name. So all these verbs you have to use in past perfect tense. So there should not be any confusion. When some of the parents arrived, they saw that the PTA dash already finished. PTA is your PTM. Okay, that happens in schools. After he dash, a strange creature appeared in his room. Verb fall asleep. Satisfied that he dashed the goods, Brian drove back to the garage. Verb is deliver. Deliver means to give something from one place to another. Okay, to take and give something. Brian is a name here. Audrey is a name. Had to go shopping again as she dashed to buy some flowers. The verb is forget. So you should know the third forms of all these verbs, right? And just use them in your third form and with the helping verb had. Okay? We are just about to finish. Just see the home task before we leave. So here are 10 sentences for you, and today's homework is please write all the sentences in your English notebook and fill them. In fact, earlier exercises also, dear children, all these sentences with their numbers you are going to write in your English notebook. Okay? Now let us see the home task. I dash French before I moved to France. The verb you have to use is study. The guests dash before the sunset. Verb you have to use go. The shopkeeper dashed the shop before I reached there. The verb close. The patient dashed medicine before the doctor arrived. The verb take. I dashed such a beautiful horse before. The verb not see. The leopard dashed up the tree before the lion arrived. The verb climb. Shami is a name dash to the park. Go. It dash in my village, not rain. England dash the cricket World Cup. Verb win. She dashed the meal. Before I came, the verb is cook. So simply use these verbs which are there in front of every sentence and fill the blanks with the past perfect form of the verbs given with them. Okay. Now, in today's session, we have completed all kinds of sentences related to past perfect tense. Please do all the exercises in your English notebook neat and clean. Until we meet again, keep learning. Goodbye.